Hello everyone, it is Christine here and happy Thrifty Thursday. So Thrifty Thursday is all about sharing repurposed, reclaimed, recycled goodies found in op shops, gifted from people from the reverse art truck or otherwise, that I am planning to use in my future slow stitching and crafting. So I've got a bundle of goodies today that have been accumulating in a box, including from the time that we returned from our holiday in Alpine, Victoria, and one of the last op shops that we had gone to there, which I hadn't shown you the finds from. I've also got some Facebook Marketplace purchases, a gift from a friend at work, and then some beautiful crafty scraps. They're larger than scrap size, of beautiful woven blankets from the Waverley Mills in Tasmania. So it is going to be a glorious bundle of goodies to show you, but I'll start off with what I have got on the desk here, which is a lovely embroidered piece that a friend at work found at an op shop and said, oh, I must get that for Christine. But the really interesting thing with it, and something that I want to get your help in kind of understanding what type of fabric it is, the fabric has all these fine hairs actually embedded in it. At first we both thought that it had someone had washed it with their dog blankets, but it's definitely these quite coarse hairs embedded in the fabric itself. So I'm not sure, I haven't come across a fabric like this before. So it feels really, and the hairs sort of run in one direction, so they're sort of pointing up that way. But the embroidery is just glorious. I love this little cottage. It made me think of Railway Cottage with the quilt that she's working on at the moment, the slow stitch quilt, featuring, I think her theme is home is where the heart is. So yeah, it reminded me of some of the lovely pieces that she is incorporating. And who knows, it might even end up in my family heirloom quilt, because definitely my uncle has a amazing garden. In fact, mum as well has an amazing wild sort of garden that's always filled with blooms. So that could be a nice little representation of home. I might even have to put some pine trees in the background to represent that. But even when I went round to visit mum and dad this weekend, yeah, I was overwhelmed by the beautiful flower scents in the garden. So yeah, that could well end up on the quilt. And yeah, what a fascinating fabric. So if anyone has come across a fabric that has hairs embedded in it, let me know, because yeah, you can't pull them out. So if they were just a dog hair that had adhered, you'd be able to pull the hair out, but it's very well securely woven into the fabric, which is fascinating. And I'll show you, for those of you that like to look at the back sides of the work. There's the back side. But yeah, I wouldn't use it as a something that's going to be against sort of skin or anything. So I think the quilt will be the perfect thing, because mine's a display quilt. But I was very grateful to my friend at work for picking that up for me. And then she also picked up, I think these might have actually been her mum's books, 2 books. So we've got this Beginner's Guide to Crewel Embroidery, Jane Rainbow, what a great name. And don't these look lovely? So we'll have a look. It doesn't look like it's a super old book, but you never know. First published in 1999 and then reprinted 2000, 2002, 2003, 2004. So yeah, okay, it is 24 years old on the reprint, or 20 years, yeah, from now, and when it was first printed. Yeah, 25 years from that. Isn't that beautiful, that border down there? Beautiful bird. I do love my birds. Oh, look at that little hedgehog. We have echidnas in Australia that are a bit different to hedgehogs. Lovely bird. Some materials and equipment. Frames, needles, threads. The workstation. Doesn't look like a very good posture there, does it? Getting started, transferring a design, framing up, threading a needle, preparing your threads, beginning and ending your threads, embroidery stitches. And then it's got the design, so those will be great. Be beautiful to, yeah, do some of these stitching. chain stitch, stem stitch, split stitch, satin stitch, all stitches I regularly use. Oh, isn't that lovely colours as well? Fly stitch, which I always get confused which one, but it's the V stitch, yep. Buttonhole stitch, yeah, we did that in our stitch along. Detached buttonhole stitch, I'm pretty sure we did that one as well. Spider's web stitch, which I think we tend to call the weaving, unless it's a bit different, I'm not sure. And circular, we've definitely done the circular spider's web stitch. French knots, and then we've got Sylvia pattern, which lovely. That's a nice little design with the little French knots filling each of the holes in the lattice. Soft shading, so that's sort of, I guess, a thread painting technique. Bullion knots, they take a while but they do look lovely. And finale, oh look at that beautiful owl, I do like that, I love that little bird, and I like the squirrel. I wonder if they give us designs for those. That's the gallery. Oh, look at the butterfly. So I guess, yeah, you could kind of trace the designs. Oh, there. Okay, so passion for flutterby. Okay. Should have looked at this when we were doing our butterfly prompt for Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. Not that I had any shortage of things to use. Gorgeous. Oh, and then some more designs as well. So yeah, I think that is going to be very useful as a book, and I love some of these little designs. And then The Joy of Needlecraft, which looks a bit more dated by the cover. So I'm going to guess somewhere in the 90s, but I could be wrong. So 1993. So we'll start with roses, and we've got a rose sampler, potpourri, so it looks like it's all sorts of crafts potpourri bag. We've got stitch references, we've got a bullion rose lavender bag. You'd think you'd put lavender on a lavender bag, but each to your own. Got sweet violets, I do love violets, and that looks like a cross stitch project, yep. Embroidered buttons. It's a nice way to just do some small scale cross stitch. And I've been doing fabric covered buttons, so I assume it's similar. Covered coat hanger, white on white. So that's drawn thread work, making a baby album cover. That could be fun to play with that technique. I think we did a little bit of that in our Stitch Along A to Z of embroidery. Drawn thread work sampler. Oh, that does look lovely, doesn't it? I wonder if you could do that on a smaller scale. It'd be good to, yeah, put all the techniques in place. It's got the plan for that. A fan tablecloth, again that looks like a cross stitch design. Quilted chair cover. Monograms, again that would have been useful previously. Step by step French embroidery. These letters will be handy for doing future letters. Touch of colour. A ribbon tablecloth. So it's just got ribbon and it looks like maybe stitches over it. Tablecloth with ivy shadow applique. It gives you the ivy pattern. It's quite effective actually. Pillow slip with butterflies on it. Again, nice patterns to use. And I can now, with that other technique I showed for felting the leaves, I can even do felted butterflies that can be, yeah, nice and thin and fluttery. Crochet edge for blouse. You can tell the fashions have definitely changed. Cushion comfort. And then we've got some more ivy. And then at the back, I won't get too fast to the back because there are a few more things in here. Applique rug, Hungarian, and then, okay, so that's the Hungarian applique rug motifs. Tapestry cushion, and then there's some patterns in here that look like they've never been taken out or used, so this book barely looks like it's been used either. So I assume there's just a lot of patterns on the one, the one fold out sheet. Looks like they're mostly the cross stitch patterns, but you can sometimes adopt those to also be a embroidery pattern. So that was another gift from my lovely friend at work. So then we'll get on to some of the goodies that I got from the 2 op shops we visited in Mount Beauty when we were in Alpine, Victoria. So this bundle of goodies I got for $20 total. The next little bundle I'm going to, the next large bundle I'm going to show you. Some of them have damage to them, whether it's little markings. So some of them I might add other things on. Some of them I might cut out the stitch work. Some of them I might do my own stitching on. So lots of possibilities. But I quite like these bluey coloured ones. These have got some little stains, so they're kind of, and the stitching isn't, the stitching is coming undone, so they can definitely be repurposed. So they'll go into my sort of cutting and using box. A beautiful linen handkerchief. I love these. Lovely to stitch into. Lovely to have. Add to your projects. Another lovely little handkerchief. This one's a sweet little bag. Could even be a nice little phone bag. Something a bit prettier than the usual. No, it's not quite going to fit in. But I am sure I will find a use for that. And then a little handkerchief. It's a bit frayy around the edges. So again, I'll probably end up, and I don't know if it's not, it could be just a very fine cotton or it could be a synthetic. I know that's a machine embroidered design, but I'll probably end up cutting that out and might use some of the other fabric. This little tapestry-like, I thought it was in the perfect colours for my family heirloom quilt. And then I got some of these lovely embroidered letters, including my C, a D, an S, another S, a D. Is that an I or a J? They were funny when I was ironing them. They started to kind of get a bit sticky on the back. I don't know if it was that they're made out of a synthetic or something and they were starting to get a bit melty, but and then that's a J, another J, so I think that's an I and this is a J, a D, and that's not an S because the S looked different, so I'm not sure what is that, an I? Not up that way, definitely that way. So I might have to send an S to the lovely Sally. Don't know if they're your colours, but you could put that on your slow stitch quilt, Sally. Should just put those over there. Oops, threads are falling down. Got this one because again I thought it could be nice either at Christmas or to put on my family heirloom quilt because everyone in the family loves flowers and botanicals. And then this would be like a table mat or placemat, but again I thought it could be nice to cut out some elements. I've got definitely got a grape element and wine making element in my family heirloom quilt because Alex's brother is a winemaker in the Yarra Valley. Can leave that down there as a base. And then got a beautiful, this is a lovely colour. It's already, without being tea dyed or anything, it's just a beautiful off-white, slightly warmy, caramelly coloured, like a pale caramel really. And so these are great. I don't think this one has damage, but it will probably end up being cut out for its individual sort of elements or sections of the elements, but it's a great colour. Got some of these. So again, these are all just within my $20 bundle that I got from the two op shops. So again, these can be cut out as individual elements or you can use sections of them. Cut out like the centre and add it to something. So a lot of these will be going on the heirloom quilt because I've got plenty of space on that. Some of these smaller ones I'd use sort of in their entirety. I thought this was very sweet. I could even turn some of these into little butterflies. And again, these little ones are incredibly delicate hand work. Lovely square one. Sometimes hard to work out which way they go up. And lovely white one. So again, just yeah, probably using these in elements. Nicely coloured blue one, and that's got a little stain on it. So that will probably get cut up, and I'm actually putting together a special little package at the moment for someone. I think they probably don't like as brighter blues, but I will have a look at their preferences. And that one's lovely, almost looks like little spider webs, and again you could use elements of it, or you could make a nice little pouch if you put something else sort of on the inside, make a little envelope-y thing. Lots of possibilities for these, so I don't pass them up when I see them, especially if you could just grab a whole bundle and get it for such a good price. Another beautiful delicate one. This one was yeah, I've not had one sort of similar to this one before. It was amazing when I washed it, it all sort of yeah, really shrunk up on itself, but I thought that could be nice to go on my family heirloom quilt. Another lovely delicate one. Love these ones with the little flowers. Another one of those. Another one of these. Got this one here as well. And then I've got this one, which I've actually got an idea for a needle book, so stay tuned for that. Sorry, I'm just moving some other things out of the way. And then got this one, which almost has a, I don't know, someone will have to tell me if you know sort of which sort of country this signifies, but they almost look like the little mountain goats that you see in Europe. So that's just a lovely, got beautiful edging on it. But it has a bit of a festive-y feel as well. Maybe it's the reindeer influence. So again, this is all still part of the $20 bundle. So just a nice table runner. Again, these sorts of things are good if you want to do a hooswiff or something. Some lovely embroidered, I think these are machine embroidered, yep. And they've got some staining, so these I'll be cutting the motifs out of them. These ones I can use like on covered buttons, for example. Like if you haven't seen my covered buttons before, these sorts of ones, you can just use little bits of embroidery on them. Got another, just a lovely little cloth. Just the edging around these are beautiful. Sometimes even just taking a bit of edging off and adding it to your work. You don't have to do the blanket stitch. This one's very delicate. It does have a tiny little stain over there, but I could always put another little element on. But these flowers are very, very sweet. Another one of these tray cloths. I don't know if this one has as much. I think this has got staining on it, so maybe this one will stay whole till I need it. One of the nice blues. Again, I think this is a machine embroidery, but it's a very nice linen. Nice colour. Another blue. And here's another one of the embroidered. And again, this I don't think has damage on it, but yeah, we can see when we use it. Got this one. I think this had some little, probably where it got wet and stayed wet at some stage, some little sort of moldy spots or little specky spots. So I'll probably cut out where that isn't, and just keep these lovely pieces, which are very, very delicate. And then any of the edging that doesn't, I don't think that sort of little moldy spores can spread, but I'll probably get rid of those bits of fabric. It's all been washed and dried and had like stain remover on it. This one's got some stains on it, but I just love these little raised bits of embroidery and stitching, and so I thought that could be nice to add to my, I'll probably tea dye it actually and add it to my family heirloom quilt. Got some other lovely little cloths with beautiful embroidery on them. Lovely edge work on, and a beautiful linen, and I don't think there's any stains on that one, so that could even be a canvas to stitch on, or again using it to make like a little envelope sort of style pocket, or a larger book page. So it's maybe got a bit of light staining there, but again you can tea dye and then often that will kind of fade in. And then a nice long one here. It's got a little, no, that's a bit of fluff, not staining. So again, that could make a nice either hooswiff sort of style thing, or maybe pages. Lots of possibilities, or even the base of a needle book, where you might be able to kind of folded in such a way that you get to enjoy all the, oh yeah, it's got a little mark where a cup or something went down, but that wouldn't honestly worry me in a something like a needle book. So yeah, that was all sort of folded over, and then you put some cuts in place so that then the pages could kind of, yeah, fold. Possibilities. Oops, this one's unraveled itself. I had it all beautifully folded. So this has got lovely edging on it. Some of the edging is tearing, so this one can be probably, yeah, cut up and used in sections, but I thought the edging was lovely. See, it looks like that edging has actually been pulled off at some point, but even these little centre pieces were really sweet as well. And again, it's a nice feeling fabric. One of these, just basic sort of grey embroidery, another one of the blue ones, and then lovely orange. This does have some little holes in it, so again this one can be, yep, cut up or sections of it used, but the orange and green, I thought that was something quite interesting. Sweet little one that can be used in its entirety to stitch into, particularly for our stitch along that we're doing at the moment. Again, this one could have something stitched into the centre, or you can use sections of it. This one's very sweet. It's got some staining on it, but I will definitely be cutting out and using this very sweet little strawberry. I love how it's got the little stitchy raised bits. And then a beautiful blue here. Again, I think that's been, I was thinking machine done, but nope, I believe it's hand done, but just, yeah, done very, very neatly. And this little pulled work is beautiful. Another lovely grey one. So again, we're still, this is all $20, which is, yeah, you can't go past. I know some people go, you don't need any more, Christine, but I work through them. I gift them to people. Oh, now we're at the start of just some other goodies that I got off Facebook Marketplace when I went to pick up an amazing framed cross stitch, and so that's going to be a subject of a whole nother video because I'm actually still doing some research into it. But the lady also said, oh, I've got some embroideries as well, would you like to have a look at them? And so these ones I got for, I think they were $15 for what I'm about to show you now. So there was this one which has a few tiny faint little stains, but it's gorgeous embroidery. And there was this lovely tablecloth. It's a round one, and it's all got the handwork. There were some little wax stains, so I'll have to look up how to sort of get wax stains out, or I might end up applicating something in the centre of that if I want to keep that whole. And then there was this lovely one, again just beautiful hand stitching. In fact, let's look at the correct side of it. But again, that just shows when you can look at one side and think that's actually the correct side, it shows how neat the stitching has been done. This one I think actually came from there. This one came from the other op shops, so that wasn't from that stash. And then this one was done by the lady who I was buying from her friend, who didn't finish it off, and then it went to her mum, who finished it off, and she was really umming and ahhing about whether to keep it. She's like, oh, I should keep it, it's got, yeah, beautiful stitching from my friend and my mum, but she'd just had a adult son move back home and was needing to clear space, hence why she was clearing her amazing framed stitchery pieces, as well as yeah, linens, etc. So it's beautiful, just lovely thread painting, quite bold, like probably I think they've used all 6 strands of embroidery floss, but just delightful. And this one doesn't seem to have any damage, so I think that will stay in its entirety. Then I got some goodies, just a very small bundle from the sewing Lair. This is a woven wool, definitely vintage, and I thought it'd be lovely to maybe use in needle books where you want to have wool. You'll laugh in a moment when I show you what else I got, but I'd kind of got these separately. But yeah, the sewing Lair, they just generally bring out their items on a Wednesday and Sunday, and if you happen to be online at the time that they do it, you can get good pieces. I got some more fabric clips from the sewing Lair, always can do with those. I got this piece of it would be like a curtain backing, but it's really great because you can cut it, it doesn't fray. And I thought even if I want to do some pieces where I do that collaging that I did recently for my autumn leaves, if I wanted to just do that onto a surface and not have them be double-sided, I thought something like this would be a great surface to work onto. Even if I want them to be double-sided, I can use the steamer seam and attach it to one side, and then use another piece of steamer seam and attach it to the other side. So I thought this would be useful for that sort of thing. Pop those down there. Actually, I'll just move that over there. And then they were having a sellout on all these vintage buttons. So I got these, I think, for about less than $1 for each of the buttons. So let me give you a proper look at the buttons. I'll just put them down there. So these are Woolworths. I think they said they thought they were probably, was it from the 70s or something, but made in Australia. It's so rare now to have things made in Australia, and it's the old Woolworths symbol, and yeah, you can kind of see the age in them, and I just thought they're lovely because I do want to do a vintage haberdashery project at some stage. So little ones there, grey ones. So I basically brought out the rest of the rest of what they had. Aren't they sweet? I'm sure I could look up sort of by the pricing and work out what year around what time they were. That was just a random bag of small 100 sort of small grey, slightly purpley coloured buttons. I love my small buttons. Blue ones, blacky coloured ones. But it's just so nice having them on these cards, and I thought these would be great to send to Stitchy friends as gifts. I can probably fit them in a card if I'm sending overseas. Orange, aren't they sweet? Almost the moon glow ones. Some cat's eye. Gold. These ones are lovely. They've got a little embossed dot on them. Oops. Those ones not on a Woolworths card. Beautiful red raised with a gold around them. Another lot of the blue. Greys, orangey brown, lovely rounded ones. Some of these will be great for covering if I decide to take them off, but I quite like them on here. I love the large holes on these ones. These ones have been, they look like they've almost been through the wash. White ones. These ones are actually sort of like cupped. They've got quite an indent in the centre. Some lovely metal-y ones. Basic ones. Grey. Smoky ones, some more good basic black, some more there, this one's beautiful, sort of maroony colour, like these ones, the white with the red centres, almost look like cakes. That's a beautiful purple with a beautiful sheen to it, a metal silvery one. White ones with a nice square element, pale blue, gold, metal, blue, some brown moon ones, some more of those faceted white, some blue with gold around them, and then some more purple, some more white, and some more of those maroon. So where I've got doubles, potentially I can add some of those buttons to my actual buttons to use. I'll just move these all off to the side. And then onto the final bit of this. Oh, sorry, no, there was a few more things from here. Hang on. Leaning down. So from the Sewing Lair, I also got this bundle of cottons. Quilting cottons. So I think this was maybe $4 or something, and it's just probably, I don't know, can't remember what they said, maybe 200 pieces, which is just a selection. I'm assuming someone has probably cut these to use in a quilting project. I've just sat down, so I just want to make sure I stay on film, not on film, on camera. Isn't that lovely? Kiss a Hollywood. Oh, isn't the duck sweet? That almost looks like a could almost be a feed sack. Even that could be a feed sack. It's lovely. You just never know what you're going to get in these, but I like that you get a variety, and if you are doing some little scrappy squares or little scrappy projects, they are very handy for that. Animal prints, Again, some of these could almost be feed sack fabrics, and they do definitely look quite old. Isn't that lovely? It's got the little embroidery on it, almost like a broderie anglais, but then with the sweet little flowers. Definitely gonna be using some of these. Here I've got 3 pieces of this lovely one. Looks very vintage, so well worth getting their little bundles. It's almost like a surprise charm square pack. So quite a few of that. Again, that looks like quite an old fabric. This is a great little blendy fabric. I think they call them low volumes, don't they? I always used to wonder what low volume was, but then I think I saw one of the YouTubers explaining it. Or maybe I looked it up because I was like, what's low volume mean in fabric? That's beautiful. That could go on my quilt. And yeah, there's quite a good number of them. And again, they're great if you're making Suffolk puffs or hexies. Great size. This is almost like a little, almost reminds me of Christmas. It's sort of Bethlehem scenes. So there's a good quantity of that. But again, you could just use that as a bit of a blender. This one's lovely, a patchworky style fabric. Again, with grapes, I'll be able to use that. And the colours are quite good, actually. So I think those will be making, some of them will make their way onto my family heirloom quilt. Again, that's got a very vintage look to it, which I love. And some of the brighter colours that are part of like Hungarian embroidery. All these ones are beautiful and moody. They've got a bit of, they look like they've almost been tie-dyed, but in quite dark colours. Oh, and someone's nibbled a little bit out of that one. Someone borrowed a little colour swatch. And then this, oh, a good wodge of these. So yeah, probably being used for someone's patchworking. This one I probably will turn into a Suffolk puff or something because I don't honour horse racing at all. I feel very sad for the horses that race. In fact, I put that out of the way because that will be turned into, yeah, something where I don't have to look at the horses. In fact, all of these horsey ones, if it's showing the racing, those will be repurposed. Feel so bad for the horses, and when they're, yeah, I won't talk about it, I'll get upset. That looks like feed sack fabric as well. Beautiful fabric there. Oh, there's a nice quantity of this one, and again, it's in really good colours for my sort of family heirloom quilt. The burgundies and the greens and a bit of gold. Lovely. Almost looks like a sort of a sketch. And then some beautiful vibrant yellows. Always good to just have those little pops. And then some lovely, it's got sort of shapes drawn on it, but it seems to have foliage or something, but whether we've just got the bits that don't have the foliage on it. Maybe someone was just wanting to make a quilt that didn't have the edgy bits. Some more of this lovely fabric. Which way, that way? And then I love this one, very vintage looking. There's plenty of that. In fact, it's got a slight, it sort of smells like some of my lovely Nana's fabrics. Can you hear Travis? He seems to be thinking someone's at the front door, alerting. And then some beautiful greens. You can hear Alex going, Travis, it's okay. Probably just someone walking past with a dog. Oh yeah, I can actually see someone going down the street. He was just alerting, saying, dog, don't come in. Doesn't often do that, but periodically if he thinks he needs to rouse one of us. That looks like a feed sack fabric. Probably isn't feed sack, but it's got that sort of look. And then some more of this lovely one. Plenty of that to use. And some beautiful yellows with just a little polka dot. And then some lovely greys. Some stripes that remind me of gelati. And some beautiful, well, that's again could almost be a feed sack, but I don't think it is. And some lovely flower designs. And then some blenders in a sort of peachy colour, some blenders in red. They'll be handy for Christmas crafties. They're nice and stiff actually. They've probably not been washed, they've just been or maybe they've had a stiffener put in them if they were going to be used for quilting, and then some more of those. So very happy with that. For a few dollars, there's a lot of good selection in that pile. And then I forgot about this one, which I bought especially off Facebook Marketplace because I just thought the pieces were so lovely and they are in beautiful condition. I haven't actually washed these because they came so lovely to me. So I'm just going to stand up to make sure you can see. Isn't that darling? It is a cottage with a thatched roof and just the most beautiful embroidery on it. So I had to have that one. And again, it might end up, it's probably got a bit more orange than I'd probably have on my family heirloom quilt, but I don't mind some little pops of colour. And then it comes with these little gate scenes, which are very sweet as well. So that was one purchase. And then my final that I'm going to show you is my goodies that I got from the Waverley, sorry, and I just made the stand pop because I moved something up to the table, from the Waverley Mill in Tasmania. So they do what they call a crafter's bag, and you get a selection of their woven wool and other fibre products from their mill. You don't get to select colours or anything, you just get a selection. Now I got enough bags that I got their free postage, and because I'd signed up I also got 20% off or $20 off, I can't remember which it was, but it meant that it made it really worthwhile. It is a lot, like I got quite a lot, but it was great. And at first when I got I think it came as 3 packages, I thought, oh, there's a lot of double up, but there's actually variation across them, and I've worked out that even where I've got multiple pieces of the same, it's going to be actually really good because I can potentially turn them into some lovely lap blankets if I want as well. So I'll start first with the neutral colours. I got 3 pieces of this really lovely, it feels like a wool, could be a wool and cotton blend. It's got beautiful weaving variation in it, and it will be lovely, I think, to stitch into. I haven't actually tried putting a needle through it, but yeah, beautiful to stitch into. And so yeah, got 3 pieces of that, so that can even be used as bases for slow stitching, I think, or even just to add lovely little textural elements. So that's the 3 pieces of that. Then I got some beautiful, this is so soft and lovely, not sure I'll use the edging pieces. I mean that's how the blankets are traditionally edged, but yeah, beautiful soft, quite a plush feel. And again, I think these will be great for needle books or other things where you just want to cut it out. As you can see, it doesn't like super sort of fray, it does hold its shape quite well. So I got 3 pieces of those. And again, if I wanted to use them as a base of a little lap quilt or inside a sort of a quilted slow stitch quilt, it'd be great for that. This is a grey colour, it's a really dense weave. I think it would still stitch through quite well, so I'm just grabbing my needle. Yeah, that will stitch fine. And so yeah, it's just the edge, and they're just sort of offcut pieces. And then I got 2 bits of this one, which has blues and sort of grey colours and natural tanny colours, and again beautiful texture and pattern on it. So it'd be a lovely base, or just using sections of it in my slow stitching. But it's nice because you often get a finished edge on at least one of the sides. So there were 2 of those, and then there was a fully blue one, which possibly could have come from the same one and just been a fully blue section of a combined one. So again, even something like that you could happily add together, but I really got these for slow stitching bases and needle books and things. Then this beautiful, it's super soft, super lovely. It's got lovely mixed, probably a mixed, because I think they do some recycled fibres. This has got lots of different colours in it. And it's got the beautiful blanket stitching around it, which I'll be able to already sort of use in a project and have that beautiful edging. Got this blue one, again super soft and probably a recycled fibre, because it's got the sort of speckles in it, but it's so delightful, and that would be beautiful in a needlebook. As I say, I think I've got a stack to go for a while, and I'll be able to gift these away to folks that yeah, are keen for some lovely wools. With lots of them you do get also the lovely tussly bits. You could make your own winter scarves. Something like this would be beautiful. It feels, just putting it against my neck, yep, feels beautiful against my skin as well. And lovely greeny colour on the side. And then this one's a beautiful greeny blue. Again, you've got your sort of tassely bits, fringy bits. And then these ones are in different blues and greys, super soft and lovely. And I've got a second one of those just from a different bit, but again it's got that beautiful edging on it. And then into the second box that I've got here, and so these ones are ultra soft. I'm going to have to try and work out what they are in terms of fibre, but they're thin-ish, and they feel divine. So some of these I thought I might turn into some little lap quilts. I've got 3 of the green, which would definitely make a lap quilt. I think I've got 2 fringy. Yep, I've got 2 fringy ends, and one that could go in the middle, or I might only need sort of 2 of them anyway, because they are quite, yeah, probably for a lap quilt I could even just use 2 of them, because it's quite a decent size really. But yeah, definitely putting the 3 together would be a generous one, and then I could always do some slow stitching in. And then this one, which might be, it's not as soft as the other one, and I think it's probably got some recycled fibres in it, but again, just beautiful colours. This one I was super excited about, because this is one of their current limited edition blanket designs. I'd seen it on their website when I was ordering, and it is super soft and delightful. So I was even thinking, do I turn that into my own sort of scarf? I just need to probably do like a stitching on this side, and I was wondering, do I just leave the fringe and have the fringe sort of, yeah, hanging around as a decorative element around the neck. I do have a lot of scarves though, but I will have a ponder. Or I could add it, although it's probably not quite the right colour tone to go with this blanket, so possibilities are endless. And then this is a grey, and it's a bit thicker than the other ones, but again still beautifully soft, a really lovely charcoal. And then that's, I think it's just slightly lighter than that one. And then 2 of these, which again I think they're like a waffle pattern, but I think they've got recycled fibres in them. I might need to just move some things down out of the way because we're getting a bit too high up on the camera. Then this one, which is a lovely grey, again super soft, just like the greens. So again, that could be turned into a funky scarf or cowl. And then these beautiful baby pink and super soft, and I've got 3 of those ones, which again would make a lovely little blanket. And then finally this one, which is a more, again the same sort of yeah, beautiful soft weave, but a slightly more intense pinky pucey colour. So yeah, I was very pleased with that. In fact, I'm just looking over at my other bit of wool from the sewing Lair, and you could kind of have some colours coming together for that potentially. So yeah, very pleased with that, and it's great to support an Australian business and one of the sort of few mills that is still, yeah, weaving its own weaving. Is that how they make these? Whatever method by which they are, yeah, creating these beautiful pieces and quite limited edition pieces. So yeah, it was a great way to get some additional supplies. So I hope you enjoyed seeing my Thrifty Thursday. Oh, sorry, one more thing. This one, I got this quite a while ago, I think, at an op shop, but I don't think I've shown it to you. It's a beautiful Japanese wall hanging with a deer, or 2 deers and 1 feeding, and so it might be nice to turn into something for Christmas. So I thought I'd share that with you. So have a lovely day, folks, or a lovely evening, and thanks so much for watching, and I hope you're having your own lovely thrifty finds, and I will chat to you soon. Bye, everyone.